Hello and welcome to JP WHU Radio with me, your host John Phillips, also known as JP. In today's podcast is going to be the full-time thoughts of Southampton 1, West Ham 4 in the Carabao Cup second round. If you want to become a Patreon to get exclusive content and also discount code to the merchandise shop for the channel, then by all means please do become a Patreon. Otherwise, let's get to it. Okay, so let's have a look at that starting 11 as we always do to start off the podcast. So 8 changes in comparison to the game where we lost against Charlton. Very surprised at the lineup, to be fair. And Finn Herrick in goal, so Areola's off on his arse. Veltman, Golombekis, Kilman and Mayers making up the back four. La Madrid, Orford, Kante and Ajala in the midfield, supporting Mukasa and Puru up front. Eyebrows raised is an fucking statement, quite frankly. I was surprised he'd made so many changes. Now, in true JP WHU fashion, for those that have only just recently discovering this podcast and haven't been watching this channel for the YouTube channel for a while, I have a history of missing kickoffs when it's a 7:45 kickoff, especially when I'm working bloody miles away. And I got home just in time, but by the time that I was able to locate the game, because I hate Sky Sports Plus. I think it's stupid. Nothing's frequent with it. It's not very reliable for a lot of times. Then I'd missed the goal. I'd missed the opening goal. But I have seen the replay of it, and I am angry. Just as angry as I was when I saw that Skenza, who, by the way, guys, for those that aren't Patreons, in the extended or uncut, which way you want to look at it, preview that I did, I mentioned Skenza is one of those, Skenza or whatever the bloody hell you pronounce him, is one of those players that you need to keep an eye out for. Now, one of the reasons why I'm very, very angry about that is because if someone like me who has has got no scouting experience, no football training whatsoever, can spend a couple of hours doing some research on the players' strengths of opposition and can identify him as one of the players to keep an eye out for, how the hell have West Ham not been able to identify him exactly the same? Now, I was able to see, fortunately, from my point of view, Skenza was substituted off just at this at the hour mark, which we'll come on to when I'm talking about the second half. But we're talking about the first at the minute. So I was able to see Senza's goal, right? And yeah, angry. He goes round 3 or 4 players and finds a nick of space and puts it past Finn Herrick. Now, I'm not going to criticise Herrick for this in any shape or form. This is his first start for the senior side in a competitive game. So I'm not going to be pointing the finger at him whatsoever. Really, really not. What I will be pointing the finger at, however, is the defence. I thought, other than that, I thought the defence played well in the first half. I think, but we'll come on to the other bits in a minute. But I thought the fact that he was a professional like that, was able to get round them, regardless of 2 juniors being in the back four. I thought that if he was able to get round them and scored like that, work needs to be done. However, loving the fact that there was a couple of attempts by Pirro as well, for that matter, beforehand. Wasn't able to do much with it. Pretty much wasted opportunities, but getting in the attacking space. Josh Ajala, my boy, able to make sure the ball stayed in for one of the attempts and whatnot, and did pretty well. But on the 30th, 39th, 40th minute, we got a corner taken, ball comes in, finds Orford to Ajala, and it's 1-1 on the 40 odd minute. Basically 41 minutes on the clock, but 40 odd minute on the clock itself. So yeah, very, very happy with that. And then, but thinking, I'm not really quite sure about this. But yeah, let's now talk about the second half. Okay, so the second half rolls around, and again we look a little bit under pressure, but at the same point, guys, we looked a lot more self assured at the same point. A lot better play between the players. And then basically what happens after that is where are we? And then so ball coming in from the defence, playing up. Golan Beckers plays it through to Orford, and then Pirro tries to pass it to Mikasa, if I remember correctly. Mikasa goes for goal, gets rebounded off the goalkeeper on the around about the 52nd, 53rd minute, at least 52 minutes on the clock. Goalkeeper spills, and Joshua Jailer is poaching that ball like crazy, and it's 2-1. I am so glad for Josh. I've been absolutely, really, genuinely, I've been saying for the last 2 to 3 years now that he deserves his place in the starting 11 with for the senior side. I've really been calling for it. For you guys that listened to the podcast that I did a few weeks ago, once the pre-season was over, mentioning about obviously Joshua Jailer getting a goal against Stevenage in the pre-season friendlies, and I've been saying he really deserves to step up, and he's really passed the audition as far as I'm concerned. He plays against Watford as far as I'm concerned. He really, really does this weekend. Pirro. So very, very good, very, very good substitutions there, and then obviously Caelan Casey coming on towards the end of the 90. But when Bowen came on, before Bowen and Tati got Bowen and Tati got their goals. Bowen could have actually had one a couple of minutes into the run in being on the pitch, because he runs in, cuts down the right hand side as he always does, cuts into the box, and instead of going for his left foot, which we'll talk about in a minute, he goes for his right, and it doesn't go in. That's a real shame. We could have had Bowen could have had a brace tonight, but he didn't, as we know. But yeah, very, 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 very good goal from Bowen on the 84th minute. Again, set up by Lewis Orford. So Orford has got a brace worth of assists. Sorry, I'm just getting my head around it. I think I'm just not used to us talking about so many goals. We haven't done that for a while. Excuse me. So basically, as I say, when we go on for that, and again, Tati getting his goal. Excellent play from him. Absolutely brilliant. Veltman plays a great ball to him. It's a simple tap in for Tati, and that will do the world for his confidence. And one of the things that I absolutely love about this, is he ran to the supporters afterwards and said, come down, literally waving to them to come down to embrace him. I love that. Now, there's been a lot of question marks over Tati, myself included, over the last week or so, just to try and figure out if he actually does want to still play at the club, because he's not exactly been very enthusiastic, but to welcome the fans in like that just proves that he is still happy, because at the end of the day, a striker is only happy when he's scoring. We know that. But yeah, so overall, in general, guys, very, very happy with this. We're through to the third round, 4-1. We haven't done that for a while. Yes, okay, but don't get me wrong. The juniors made an absolute, really pretty much pass the audition for the Watford game. But we will talk about that more in the preview that's going to be going up on Thursday. But in the meantime, guys, thank you very much for listening. I hope you have a great night or Wednesday morning, depending on when you're going to listen to this. But in the meantime, guys, look after yourselves, take care, and I will speak to you very, very soon. And I know I did say there was going to be a podcast coming up today. It was going to go up today before the game. But I did not have enough time. I got home not very late, but later than I was originally planning to yesterday on Monday night. So yeah, but that will be going up. Very, very soon, so keep an ear out for that. But in the meantime, guys, look after yourselves, take care, and I'll speak to you very soon. All the best now.